Oh, what was the title? UAPz? Yeah. It's interesting. Like, it's all like there to garnish our attention, put a title, sort of like clickbait. But it'd be interesting, like, if we did shoot down like a real UFO, UAP or whatever. Like, we have as many departments as possible, eyes on looking at some extraterrestrial thing, including the public, so we could put our everybody's involved in it because it'd be like such a phenomenal thing. Basically, what they're saying and giving out to the world is that our most advanced fighter has faulty fucking equipment and it wasn't stable at the time. So obviously, you would want to overhaul that and make sure it's stable. But fuck it, do a notch above that. Just completely rip it out. Put next gen advanced chip, because I could guarantee you that shit's probably like 10 years old. I don't care if it's F-22 or not. The way the defense industry works, they overcharge 10 years, decades old shit, I'm talking about. So put better fucking equipment in that shit. I mean, Jesus Christ, what the fuck, man? What I get from that shit. Putting up balloons, cheap ass fucking surveillance thing. They could just fly it up nonstop, whatever. That's what they're doing, man. Seeing what our reaction to like a seemingly very benign thing and how we're gonna react. Well, I don't. Why are we even wasting a fucking sidewinder missile on this shit? Put up a fucking drone, grab onto it, and just bring it back down, and then put a fucking have the drone put a piece of tape on it, right? Tape and like a little fucking valve right there, so you can just slowly deflate it, right? It's high tech shit. Let's have it slowly come down. You know what I'm talking about? Is you see what the fuck they got, and you see it's some like knockoff camera and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck, man? People going all fucking berserk. Who gives a shit? I mean, but if there's a real UFO, I'm here. Shouldn't be, what I'm saying? I'll help you out with that shit. Fucking time to update and get real about our equipment. That's what it shows. And our information, how we do it. Like, get a lot of people on that as possible. Should we already be thinking about how to cheaply and like nothing bring them down like it's nothing? Like, okay, yeah, they shop another one, set them a drone, let's grab it, let's, document it, blah, 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 whoop de do. You know, I'm just saying. Well, obviously, if they can't tell what it is, we need better surveillance equipment for first shot capabilities. We should have satellites pointed down on Ukraine and over China and everything else like that, and on the F-22s that could penetrate clouds. I'll have a sonar that could penetrate um clouds and whatever, make an accurate thing, and then on top of that have IR, infrared, and radar. So you have all these different spectrums looking at it at the same time. And then on top of that, like if you wanted to see what happened in Ukraine, to have something that has like a lens big enough that could focus all in there and at different perspectives. Like so you could have like in real time they're all pointed at something and then you can see like a 3D image of it, in real time. I don't know if you could see the whole thing, but geostationary satellites, a lot of them. In case they shoot down one, you got another one. And then couples in reserve. I'm talking about just in case, and then a reserve for that and a reserve for that. You know what I'm saying? So, because the problem is we are hampering our creativity because there's so many people that supported Russia at the onset of this war that they're finding trivial things to hamper our creativity and our effectiveness, in processes and our IP and everything about us, to actually handle this war. They're slowly just doing things this to be nihilistic, knowing that it helps Russia, whatever, instead of like catalyzing who we are as a people. And it's really frustrating, right? So we got to really fine tune our intelligence and leverage the environment we created with communicating with each other as best we can before we don't, right? So we got to communicate with our trusted partners, our other democracies. Yeah, I mean, is it some national interest that we don't want to give our super secret, you know, uh, thing on whatever tank it is? Yes, I guess. I mean, but if the Koreans are building a better tank, we can't be like, well, we gotta hide what's in the Abrams X. It's 10 years old, but the Koreans just came out some higher, or the Canadians, or the British, or the Germans. Like, oh my God, look at their next gen shit. Let's say, oh, let's take a little bit of this German technology, a little bit of this British technology, a little bit of this Korean technology, a little bit of this American technology, and then the Australians and New Zealand be like, hold up a second, you're all bickering about some dumbass shit. You know what I'm talking about? Put it all together. Let's make a super fucking tank. Let's make a super fucking infantry fighting vehicle. Let's make a super fucking javelin or whatever. You know what I'm talking about? Stop all this bullshit about all these people doing nihilistic shit, saying, hampering and in effect, creating this slow rolling everything and making people like, it's almost like they're secretly, silently creating sedition, making us second guess ourselves, creating this doubt within democracies. And that in itself is the only victory they can have. And I guess it's sort of like a win for us, but we should even make sure that they don't even get that win. They don't even create doubt. They don't even create this suspicion, this within ourselves. I mean, granted, we shouldn't do on Zoom, but we should have, them connected, I'm talking about, so they could speak to each other. I'm talking about. And you could compartmentalize that and have a degree of security over it and everything else like that. But we need to have those people talking. And that's why you could build a drone that could go up and to get those balloons quickly. Bring it back down, see what the fuck they're doing. You know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you about, we would get get the Baby Yoda fucking balloon out with a nice inflatable camera, put a real strobe light on that inflatable camera, have it in one hand, the dark saber in the other. Well, I don't know, a UV light or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. We can't say he's gonna have the dark saber. Okay, we will just have it have it red. If they're talking shit, we'll have it red. If they're acting nice, we'll have it blue. Just going over the fucking Chinese mainland or whatever. I mean, it's like, really, who gives a shit? You know what I'm saying? Just a balloon. One second, I use the bathroom. Anyway, the way I look at it, taking everything that I read and, in history, looking at history, Polish are looking at it relatively good, like a millennia ago, looking historically as Russian as a expenditory force, no matter whatever its government is, and that culture. So it could sheathe itself in this and that or whatever, unless it becomes an actual democracy adhering to international law, then it's going to have its expansionary culture predominate everything it does if it's a dictatorship. So they're looking at that basically. And of course, they have to because right on the border, so is Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, and Finland. And Ukraine's feeling it directly. So, but if you hear something play out, or I mean, let me get my head. I mean, if things are probably going to play out more or less, or at least a foundation of thought of how the initial attack onto NATO would be. I need a new one of these. Let's see, if you gotta now take into account worst case scenario or scenario, a fully mobilized, Russia with millions of people basically shutting down NATO with China following up on it would be our eastern front, their western front or whatever, right? But the initial, well, right now as we slowly increase our production capacity, our work capacity, I think as we bring our supply lines home and more factories are being open, we'll have a higher GNP, whatever. We can produce more everything, the whole gamut of everything, So as that happens, we could safely proportionally increase the size of our military. And that needs to be focused on the first initial attack, and it needs to be on special forces primarily and like Marines and those type of people because yeah, the sad reality is that we could receive an attrition rate of 50 to 80%, and we need to take that, and we need to be very transparent when you go into these units. If an upcoming attack, then you're signing up to be on call within hours. This will probably be the outcome. Not, I'm talking about this like it's to a higher level than just the regular army or whatever service you're fighting because we need those people to buy us time till we fully mobilize. And I'll get into the reason why. It's pretty much straightforward or whatever, but I know it seems that I initially stated to that, but it is what it is. We need to have our military expand slightly on geared towards that initial attack that gives us time to fully fed out all of our rest of the forces that we won't know initially what to actually build up to, I'm talking about? Because they're buying us time. They're sacrificing their lives to buy us time to know exactly what's going on. Because, if they attack NATO for the first few weeks, days, or whatever, they'll grind themselves on our defenses. And then what we need to do is have a near immediate, within a month, few weeks, counterattack with what we got. And who's that going to be? It's going to be our special forces. It's going to be the people that we could deploy rapidly there. And so you're going to see Finland, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, and Poland have their forces instantly there for the counterattack. And you're going to see their militias and the intent. When I say militias, for what they initially were designed for within America, not these malicious things that has that connotation of being nefarious, but defending your town, whatever Estonian town, whatever a Finnish town, Polish town, or whatever, I'm talking about them rush it before they get formal training for this counterattack because they know they need to push back the Russian and Chinese combined force, whatever it may be, past beyond the majority of what the artillery is going to be able to hit them. They have no option, or else they're going to be slowly treated down. So those people are going to sacrifice themselves, and they probably already did the calculus where they could push them back beyond 250 miles, and whatever the cost. Um, this is why we need to have, and they're going to pay a heavy cost pushing them back. But we need to have reassurances to them that we will follow up with their gains, because once they get 250 miles, they're going to be slowly pushed back. But being slowly pushed back, they could fully mobilize into a total war stance. But if you're going to receive 50 to 80% casualties, that's why you need us now to expand out who we are militarily as we have our production increased, because we could afford a slightly larger military and that initial attack to replenish those 50% losses. And you want to overestimate 50 to 80%, right? And then we'll take a year to 18 months. It takes 6 to 18 months to fully turn over our NATO into a war stance. And then we could properly counterattack. So you got like the first initial attack, you absorb the blunt of it, the majority of the attack. And then you have first initial attack, counterattack, where you know to defensible areas. And that's what's really buying you time. And it'll be a horrendous loss, but it's worth the risk. And we have to do it. And there's a plausible way to do it. And then you have a slow, organized, giving up their ground to be fully mobilized. And it also, if we do that, not only is it their ground that's being destroyed and preserving your population and your productivity, is now they can't use that land and those resources for them. You have gained control of 250 miles of resources you could then use, I'm talking about. So you are further increasing the effectiveness of their country directly, indirectly, to support their war effort. And you're driving their people to basically, it's like when you have lay siege to a country, they're eating up more resources. And since they're displaced people, they're even eat up even more resources into the Russian economy, because they're not going to be established where they just war. They're basically refugees in their own country. So you're furthering diminishing their war capacity, because you're driving Russian refugees into the heartland of Russia, into Russia proper. So you're doing multiple things as you're doing this initial counterattack. You're buying yourself time, so you're deterring Russians' war capability in the future, and it will have this cumulative effect. And now you created a buffer where we could fully turn over our countries into a war stance. But everybody has to be in sync. It's like I would imagine a line being, we'll probably have to lay siege to St. Petersburg and bypass that, but somewhere where it goes up to Kiev, somewhere around Minsk, and up, we have to find out where that line is and build our defenses beyond that. That's just my thinking. you know, I guess you could build on that one way or the other, actual, what actually is going to happen. But I could see them pushing in, gaining ground instead of focusing, and then we just go right around wherever they're pushing in. They push in over here, just push 250 miles there, close it, and put everybody who we have. And it's knowing that we'll get more, we'll train more as it progresses. Because if they do the opposite, they slowly grind our territory. That means that land and those people we can never utilize for the war. So they're diminishing our war capability if we slowly let them move forward. So we got to take that initial attack and say, fuck this shit, and push them with everything we have back and stop that slow attrition as soon as possible. And then at 6 to 18 months, we could have a proper counterattack to end it. I'm talking about start that. But we need that. We need to buy ourselves time initially and make that sacrifice in the beginning, knowing we're going to have this horrendous thing in the beginning and be prepared for it. And the way we prepare for it, we got to start now, building up our instant react forces, whatever they are, whatever country is. But like Lithuania, you're right there. Estonia, you're right there. Poland, right there. You make decisions, and then we'll back you up instantly. Whatever we decide and how far you can get. Because we're defending nothing with equipment and resources being stagnant. We got to keep putting where the fight is at. Not bottleneck it, obviously, but have it complete mobile as possible, and everything else like that. That's another thing. But you can sort of look at it. I wouldn't say it's medieval tactics per se, but it's tried and true tactics of attacking them, replenishing it, and then coming back at them. I'm talking about like like say what the Mongols did. They fired their arrows and the horseback, came back, reload their crossbows or whatever, reload their bows, and then came back, mass attack, whatever. Kept doing that. These cyclical things. Same thing with oh, who did this also? Battle of the Five Armies. When Portugal and Spain went down into Morocco, whatever, right? And their Berber cavalry came up, um, picked up their lances, throw it at the square, picked up more lances, come back. But boom. I'm talking about this cyclical thing. Had their weapons. And how does that look into modern military? When you had heavy cavalry now, right? That would like the Polish, whatever, the wing cavalry, they would pick up their lances, and heavy armored knights, and they would charge the line, boom, jab into the line, and destroy as much as that line as possible. Go back, pick up another lance. The squires will pick up another lance or whatever, ready to go, and they'll charge the line again. If you look at this as a tried and true tactic, that happens. When they're back in chariots, same thing. They would pick up more arrows and stuff like that. It's just, and the same thing is happening now. It's with tanks. So that arrow, that lance is combined. That the gun is combined with that horse, that chassis of the tank. It's going there fighting, replenishing itself, and coming back. And so you want that cyclical thing as sped up as possible. I'm talking about, because the more it needs to replenish, be refueled, and actually what's happening is being damaged or whatever. So we need to weaponize everything that in that cyclical thing to get that weapon back out there. Yes, give them more tanks, but I think from an infantry point of view, whatever, it needs to be able to support that infantry, right? And we're always focusing on that attack. And that attack happens how much percent of the day? If you look at it 1%, 10% of the day, I don't know. What's all this stuff thing happen out here? We need to focus all that other stuff to have that tip of the spear always sharpened, whatever. So we need to weaponize that whole process of that line. Hey, what's up? So I think we need to weaponize mechanics. Yeah, about to get some tanks in. We need to influx Ukraine with a bunch of mechanics and everything. So let me get a game in. Yep, yep. I think we're just taking notice. Like we just didn't care about balloons or whatever, or they became unnoticed. And I guess since we didn't pay attention to it, we're just like whatever. And now, yeah, same here. I We need to definitely slowly mobilizing and putting our industry where it's self-sufficient, where we're not relying on other countries, you know? I mean, we shouldn't get stuff from other countries, like everything, and be like, it's made here, made there, because then we're basically, we could be held hostage, so to speak, It's like we could be starved out. Yeah, I mean, it's like we won't have like, but it would take time for us for our whole production capacity, because it's not just one thing. We can't just bring okay CPUs and that's it. We need everything. That's just the main thing. SSD, hard drives, RAM, all those things need to be brought back, and including everything else like toothbrushes, sneakers, clothing, this, that, and everything, because it all builds on top of each other. And in that, having better production capacity holistically throughout the country will enable us to have a stronger military and build more tanks. What's up, Token, Beastie, Dr. Dre? What's up? What's up? What's up? Where are we going? Okay, I'm coming with you. Behind us, behind us. I know. We'll be all right. I think the key is, handle it, as logically and calmly as possible. Don't let it upset you, and that you think on a way of thinking where it disrupts the best of what we have. People try to like use demagoguery, especially at times like this, to get their own side agenda or diminish our effectiveness. So I think that's very important. Are we ready, people? Snowbound Bubble, Farm D Conan. What's up? You going light? Okay. Okay, got my ult. I'm gonna drop it here. Anybody want these weapons? Let me know. I could pick up one and they pick up the other. Watch out, watch out. I'm gonna grab something. Once it's 301. I'm gonna grab the other one in a second. You want the R99. I could grab that in a second. Hold up. Looking for a laser sight. Got one. Grab this laser sight and I'll drop that 99 for you. Here you go. No, that's a gold one though. It has everything. Switch it. Switch your 99 to that one. Swatch. Swap it. No, no, no. Grab that too. There you go. Okay, let's go. And grab all those materials before the circle gets to it. Okay. Are we good? Fuck that vote, man. I should win L Star. L Star Havoc. Help. Why not? Who are you, Ghost Keeper? Go AO to Stacy. Give it a second, come back. Do some hanging up my laundry. Stub my toe. Okay. We are good. Yeah. New shirt. By marriage, I'm a French Polynesian citizen. It's funny, like you speak to people over here, oh, I'm Tahitian. I was like, no, people from Tahiti, born and raised over there. It's like they're stealing a whole people's culture, but they know like Tahiti garnishes attention. Like, dude, man. And then you go down to Tahiti, they're just like rolling their eyes over people up here. It's like, well, have the actual Polynesians come down over here, learn Tahitian ways, you know? Because Tahitian is an active language. It's not like wine, where it's dead. Like Samoan is an active language. Wine. So we're going. Yes, 60 stakes. Why not? Sensei, what's up? Big Smooth, what's up? How you doing? Big Smooth, what's up? Sensei, what's up? How you doing? All right. All right. Who wants to carry me? Okay. Not everybody jump up at the same time. Let's do this thing. All right. All right. Got a skull piercer. What's up? What's up? I got a blue backpack here. Let's see what this is. Take it. Take it. Looking for a longbow if you find it. I'll take it. Fuck it. Anybody got a sniper? That skull piercer is right here, by the way. Let's see, what do I want? So, this. Then I want heals. What heals do I want? I'll take some of these heals. Anything good? I'll take that. Fuck. Gotcha. Roll helmet. All right. Get a hostile. Anybody got sniper? Yeah. I'm good. I'm around purple. Someone's coming in. Who's coming in? So it's here. Nice. Good job. Good job. Being very, very cautious. All right, run that again. Try another game, actually. See what it is. That's right. Try some gears. Got my win. I guess with Loba, your support, right? So you create that environment. But I want to be able to do both at the same time. I working up where I could do everything at the same time. Aggressive supply and nonstop everything. Be able to push up while dropping it. You have it like almost timed. I know, like if I drop a black market, they can't react in time. I could grab everything, go, blah blah. Blah. I do want to try a new game though. What are we gonna call it? We're gonna call it Game Pass. Um, did I just? Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Good. Let's see. Oh, that one. I have no idea. What is in Game Pass and what isn't? I guess when I see them, I'll just put it in there. That's what will happen. I'll do River. Why not? Let's do it. Because people tend to just do whatever garners the most respect and attention. And I think when there's lives at stake, we need to step back and look at everything. You know, it's like, oh, like, well, I know this, and the other, but why you speaking? You're speaking to get a response, and the words, indirectly is for your betterment. Is it for what's actually the problem at hand? On that level. So even indirectly, you were going to have everything focused without, a constant attention, slowly diverting away from what is going to be the most effective, and it's going to, and we can't do that. Let's see some of the modifiers. Ultra stopping power. Uh-oh. Aggressive enemies. Ultra stopping. Oh shit. No restarts. Oh shit. More lethal. Maybe I should go have some fun. There we go. Lanai. To Lanai. Right. River is a good map. I mean, get all the same maps. Good to do a different map. All right, 2020. Last one. Coming in as 20. There we go. We got this. Microphone. Is my game? Oh my god, I don't know game audio. Fuck. Sweet. Now, does that work? Replaying it in? There you go. Pick me up. There we go. Okay. All right. We got enemies. Oh shit. No. Oh, what's up with that shit? Whoa! What the fuck? I shot him and he just tapped me with the saw. He was like, ding. Pick me up, pick me up. All right. Thank you for picking me up. I got a little bit of risk, but fuck it. Hang back. Oh my god. Alright. Alright, I guard below. There we go. Shotty damage. Grenades, nades. Oh shit. Wow. Ah. Right. That's it. It's over. It just wasn't teamwork. They were just throwing nades, nades, nades. Can't restart that shit. Updating. Okay, okay, okay. Let's see what we got here. Hogwarts. Megan. I beat that game actually. Samurai Showdown, the new one. Okay. How can you spend 6 years and the graphics look all like washed out and shit? That's what I want to know. Oh, that's right. I want to see what was in Game Pass. Where is Game Pass? Movies, apps, Xbox Game Pass. Okay. Hmm. Let's see what they got. Portal Knights. Shadow War. Okay, that's not. I see. Top new games. All right. Not just Hogwarts. Games, top free games. Single free games. Fortnite, Overwatch, Rocket League. Okay, okay, okay. Destiny. Destroy all humans. Oh my god. No. Top pay games. What they got? Oops. See, that's what kind of pisses me off. And it's definitely time to upgrade. It's taken too long for me to there we go, Game Pass. Deathloop, League of Legends. Black History is League of Legends and Halo Infinite. Okay. Did not know that. Oh, I see. So if you got color, I see. Like there's someone of color in the game, you put it up here. I distinctly see League of Legends. Why? But then I don't see it here. Not that I know small little things like that, but not that I'm wondering why Black History and League of Legends add up to something that shows that. But you at least have that there. I don't know. Just curious. It's like I don't know. Whatever. It gains attention, and then you click onto it. It's like whatever you want. I mean, but I guess you learn that growing up. It gets people's attention. Oh, it's for the black community, and then it's really selling whatever the fuck they want and shit they don't need, right? And then you apply that to your group, Native people, and you're like, oh, okay, well, this community already found it out in this demographic. You're like, well, they're doing the same shit, garnish people by saying they're Native, and as long as they convince it, even though that's not their bloodline or whatever, and they shift it to whatever they want it for, their personal agenda, I'm talking about. Meanwhile, we're this small group of people. How many people look like me that I see walking down the street? White people get that, black people get that, Latino by and large get that, but with my facial features, I'm talking about being north of the border. You just don't see that, I'm talking about. And so our voice is smaller. And all that diverting attention goes into all these other communities because it's just that really quick. All they have to do is put that veneer on, and then decisions already been made. It's past the point of return, and at the end of the day, it's already ingrained this train of thought towards that community, towards that individual, where it already benefits them. So why go back and change it to the truth? Talking about and do what's right and do what's good for everybody. I mean, it's not the same like this is that, but it's you could see how it all plays together. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit pessimistic, but I mean, it's good to be aware of it. Be like, all right. I mean, that kind of thing. Gundam, Darkest Dungeon looks interesting. But I guess it's like this: you just have to have good cover art, and then maybe someone will click on it. So what is this? Roguelike, yeah. Black Desert, Montrose, History. Crackdown. Fantasy, cool. Hellblade. Classics, yeah. Dungeon crawlers, Neon Base. Bethesda. Does people still play this? Dark Fantasy. Oh, it's the old one. Today's. I'm alright. Stable. Pixel graphics. Now they're just showing the games again in different categories. Yeah. All right. I'll probably be on later. No, I'm good. I have a lot to do, man. A lot to do. I got my games in for the weekend. Psh, I want to do some stuff I don't normally do. Um, so that's what I'm gonna go do. I'm out.